Hello everyone, this is Gowthami. Welcome to my YouTube channel, GowthamiTechSkills. In this Python series, we are going to continue with list data type. In this, we are going to learn particularly list operations. Before beginning, I would like to introduce about my YouTube channel where it contains multiple domains. Which domain you are interested, go and check my playlist and go through all the videos, what and all I uploaded in that particular domains. If you have any doubts, comment below so that I'll be clearing all your doubts just by uploading a separate video. Who are not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for more notifications. Please support my channel. Let's begin the list operations. There are four types of list operations. The first I can say here is concatenation operator, which is represented by using a plus symbol. And second one here is a repetition operator. It is represented using star symbol. And third operator I can say here it as iteration. It is going to be implemented using an iterative statement called for loop. And fourth operator here is membership operator. See, in this membership operator, we are having two keywords like in and not in. This not in will work just opposite to this in operator. First, discuss with this concatenation operator. What is this concatenation operator will do? Concatenation is used to join two or more lists and it will return a new list. Remember, whenever you are performing these two operations, it will return a new list. See, when you are using this plus operator for joining, make sure what and all the data types you are joining are of same data type. Here we are working on the list data type. So you should join those two lists to make a new list. Let us take an example. L1 is equal to 5, one more value as a Sai, and 76. This is the first list. If I take the second list like this, money as my first value in that variable and Harsha as a second value in the L2 variable. I need to combine these two lists to make a new list. Then how can I do this? Just create one variable because it is creating a new list. So that's why I'm storing that joining of those two lists inside the one variable. So NL is equal to L1 plus L2. So when you try to print that NL variable, the output will be like the combination of those two list variables. Like what? 5, Sai, 76, money, and Harsha. So what list you have provided first? Those values will be added in the list. And what is the next? Those list values will be added next. If you are providing L2 first, then L2 values will be added. If you are giving L1 later, L1 values will be added. And remember, whenever we try to join different data types, let us take L1 is equal to, I'm having a list of values like money, 76.5 and 42 and Sai. And if I try to create a tuple variable that is represented using a rounded brackets, this and all we learned in the previous videos only. If you are having any doubts regarding the tuple data type, just go and check the sequence data type series so that you can able to have a clear idea how to create a tuple data type. Okay, so we will make use of a parenthesis and the values will be separated in a comma symbol. Priya and 79.22 and I'm having something like a Jai. So if I try to combine different data types, this is a list, this is a tuple. Is it possible to combine different data types using the plus operator means? No, it throws an output as an error. Remember, whenever you are joining a data types which is or of same data type, then only it will combine and return that data type. Okay, if you are able to combine a different data types, it throws an error. Okay, if you want to combine multiple lists, then same thing. If you are having three variables, L1, L2, L3, some value with some values in those variables, I need to create a new list with the help of these three variables. How can we do this? Just combining those two variables with the help of an operator plus operator. You can give which variable as you like as first. Okay, so like that we can generate a new list. Let's see this one in practical, then we will move to the next operator. See, let's create a two list variables. L1 is equal to the first value as Pavan and second as Kiran and one more value as 78.34. The values may be of a different data types or same data type as per your requirement. L2 is equal to, I am giving it like a Lakshmi and I am giving something like 50 and I am giving like a Balu. So I'm having two lists. Now I need to create a new list just by using a concatenation operator. Concatenation operator is going to be represented using plus operator. Now let's create one variable just like this, NL is equal to, and just providing plus operator between the two variables, that is L1 and L2. Now try to print NL so that you can see the combination of values between L1 and L2. Now see, first you have provided L1. So what are the values have there? Pavan, Kiran and 78.34. And what are the values present in L2? Lakshmi, 50 and Balu. So those values are added. Getting my point? See, you can cross check it whether is there any changes. Print of L1 and print of L2. Now see there, is there any changes once you are applying this concatenation operator between those two variables? Nothing. Okay, it is just creating a new list with the help of the given list variables. Okay, so now what I want to do here is, if it is a different data type, what I'll do, I'll just copy the same snippet and pasting it here. Instead of providing as a list, I'm going to change these brackets to the parenthesis. So now this is a tuple. Okay. So now is it possible to concatenate a different data types? Definitely not. If you try to run, it throws an error like this. What is that error? See, type error can only concatenate list to list, not with the tuple. Is it correct? So the L1 is having a data type as a list and L2 is a tuple. That is the reason it is saying that list to list only it is able to do concatenation, but not with the tuple. Okay, so make sure when you are joining the data types, it should be a same data type. Okay, so if you are having three variables for concatenation, then simply provide plus L3 so that it will be combining as a one list and it will be providing as an output for us. Okay, hope this one is clear. Let's move to the next operator, that is a repetition operator. This is the second operator in the list operations, which is represented using the star symbol. What it is going to perform? It is used to multiply the values, how many times you want, which are provided in that list variable. For suppose, if I am having a list, L is equal to something like this, 56 and Sai. Now, with the help of this list, I need to create a new list. Getting my point? And in that new list, I need to have a similar data for 3 times. Means I want to repeat these two values in the new list for 3 times. Then how it is possible means with the help of this repetition operator. Remember, when you are using this repetition operator, it should multiply only with a positive integer value. Multiply with a positive integer value. Okay. So now what is my question here is, you need to repeat these two values in the new list for 3 times. So how can I make it this one? So in these two values are present in this L variable, right? So L, 3 times you want, just use the repetition operator star, 3 times, right? You just give the 3. Now try to print that variable, that is a new list. So what is the output we will see here? Here is 56, Sai. This is one time. And again 56, Sai. This is the second time. 56, Sai. Third time. Means same data is repeated thrice in the new list. So one more note, I have already said that whenever you want to repeat the same data which is provided in that variable, multiply with only the positive integer. Okay, so this is what a repetition operator. So let's see the practically. So now I'm just going to create one variable. Before that, let's keep an heading as a repetition and its representation is star. Now create one list variable L is equal to, I'm just giving a value as Kiran and 100. I need to create a new list with the help of a given list. How can I do this? So whenever you are creating the new list, it is a good habit of storing that new list in the new variable. So NL is equal to, I want to repeat the given list as a 5 times and I need to make it like a new list. So you should multiply with a 5. It is a positive integer. If I try to print that NL variable, you can see output as Kiran 100 first time, Kiran 100 as second time, Kiran 100 as third time, Kiran 100 as fourth time, Kiran 100 as fifth time. You can cross check it whether it is affected to the original list. See, no. As it is there. Just with the help of the created list, it's created a new list for us based on our given operation. Okay, for suppose if you are doing with the negative integer value, what it is going to be given. Let's copy the same code and paste it here. Now I'm just giving the -5. So it is a negative integer. So when I'm multiplying with negative integer, it will give it for us as an empty list. What it is giving for us as empty list. Okay. And if you are multiplying with a float value, whatever the value it is like a float, then it is going to throw us as error message, that is a type error. Okay, so make sure whenever you want to repeat a list variable or any data type, then it should be like a positive integer only. Okay, so now let's begin a one more operator that is called what operator? Iteration operator. See, iteration, we already learned while learning the iterative statements. Correct. So, for loop and while loop. Correct. So, I already said that for loop is essential for sequence data type. Whenever you want to iterate the sequence data type, the best iterative statement here is for loop. What is the syntax of for loop here? For any variable name in keyword, and you can provide the sequence data type. Okay, if you want to take the values directly from that sequence data, you just provide that variable where you have stored all those values. If you want to take the positions of the values from that variable, then you can make use of a function called a range function. Reason here is it is going to give for us as a sequence numbers. If you want to know more about this for loop, kindly go through my YouTube videos about this for loop. Yes. Now, my list here is L is equal to money and Priya, then 100, then Lakshmi. Okay. So, these are my list values. I want to iterate it one by one until the finishing of this variable. Usually, for loop will iterate for fixed number of times. Okay, when you know the exact number of times, okay, it is going to be used. When you don't know the exact number of iterations, then we will make use of a while loop. When we don't know the exact number of iterations, we don't know the exact number of iterations, then we will make use of while loop. When you know the exact number of iterations, we will make use of for loop. So now I want to visit this value and you need to print, and again move to the next position, visit this and store and print like that. How many times? Until the end of this list. See, whenever visiting each and every value, then that kind of process we'll call it as traversing method. Traversing. Visiting each and every value until it finishes. Then that kind of process we'll call it as traversing. Remember this point. Okay, so now how to traverse this list variable? use a for loop for any variable name in keyword. What variable you want to iterate? That variable you just provide it. How many times this for loop will iterate? How many values present in that list variable? That many times this for loop will be iterated. As first time iterates, this value will be stored in this variable. That value will be printed. If you want to print it side by side, make use of an attribute called end attribute, so that after printing this, it will be ending with a space symbol. You can give any kind of separator as you like. Okay, first time as it comes, right, it is going to print a value as money. As second time iterates, it will move to this position, it will store that value and print it as Priya. As third time iterates, it will move to this value, it will store in this and will print that value. As fourth time iterates, it will move to this place, this will be stored in this variable and that value will be printed for us. How many times it is iterated? How many values present in that list? That many times it is iterated. Until it finishes, it will stop iteration. If you are not providing this end attribute, the output will be in a vertical way. If you are providing the end attribute with some separator, it is going to be in the horizontal way. And what is the separator you have provided? With that separator, the values will be arranged in horizontal manner. This is what iteration operation on list. Let's do this one practically so that you will understand more about this. Let's give an heading as iteration. So iteration is probably done with the help of for loop on sequence data types. Create a L variable. I'm going to pass some values like this. Pavan, then Kiran, then value as 100, then value as money, then I'm just giving Jai. So how many values it has? 5 values. So this for loop will return for 5 times. So let's write the syntax for loop for I in L variable. For every iteration, it will visit each and every value and those value will be stored in this variable. So let's print that variable, that is I. Let's run this cell. You can see the output in the vertical way. So as first time iterates, this value will be stored and printed. Second time iterates, this value will be stored and printed. Third time, this value will be stored, printed like that. 5 times, 5 values will be printed. If you want to arrange it in horizontal way, then make use of an attribute called end is equal to, and what is the separator you want between the values? I need a space. Then you just run it and you check it. All the values will be arranged in horizontal way with a separator as what? Spaces. Like this. So this is what about iteration operation. Let's discuss about one more operator, that is a final operator called membership operators. I already discussed about this operator while we are learning the operators concept. If you want to learn more about this, please go and check my YouTube channel. Okay, so in that Python programming playlist. Okay, so in this membership operator, there are 2 keywords, that is in and not in operator. What is the main purpose of using this membership operator? Means it is used to check whether the particular value is present in that particular variable or not. So for checking present means you will make use of in operator. If it is existing there, it returns a Boolean value as true. If it is not there, okay, it will print output as Boolean value as false. Okay, if you are checking like present, then use in. If you are checking it is not present, then make use of this not in. So it will work opposite to this in operator. For suppose let's create one list variable, L is equal to, I am writing only the string data types like money, Sai, okay, Priya, like this. Now my question here is, I want to check whether Sai exists in that L variable or not. So what we will do, you have to make use of the syntax. What is the syntax? The value what you are searching, that value in keyword from which variable you are checking, that variable name you should give. Remember, whenever you are learning the programming, syntax is very, very important. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is, let's let's apply this syntax on the problem. Say, so I want to check whether Sai is present. Sai is a string data type, so you represent that string as in quotations. Sai in which variable? L variable. You want to display it, so use a print function. So now what is the output it will give? It will give output as true. Why? Yes, this Sai is present in this L variable. So that's why it is telling that it is correct. For suppose if you are trying to check whether Kiran is present in the list, then what you will do? We'll try to check like this. Kiran in L variable. Then what is the output it will give for us? It will give output for us as false because this value is not present in that L variable. That's why it returned false. Means the comparison is wrong. And here the comparison is correct. So what and all the comparison is giving a Boolean values. Okay, that I can call it like a condition. Instead of getting the Boolean values, if you want to print statements, then make use of a concept called conditional statements. So this concept is also covered in the previous videos. If you want to learn more about this, go and check my playlist, Python programming. So in this, we'll have a keywords like if, elif, and else. So I can say that if is a true block, else is a false block. And what about this means? This is also one kind of true block. When this is getting false, it is going to check as an option in this block. Okay, so now see here, if I'm giving it like this, Sai in L. So based on the given, this is like a condition now. Based on the given condition, you will write the statements. I can say it like exists. Okay, so when you are trying to run this cell, what is the output it will give for us as instead of a Boolean value true, it will give the statement what you have provided inside that block. That is called exists. If you are providing this one, what is the output? It will give false. Then that time, if you are only giving the if, then it will not give any output. For defining the false block also, you should specify else block. Okay, and coming to the not in, it will work quite oppositely. For suppose what I can say here is, now I have said that Kiran, okay, in L variable. So actually, my L is equal to money, Sai, and Priya. This is what our list, right? So now I'm checking that Kiran is in this L variable. So that time it is giving output as false. That means the comparison what you have given here is wrong. So that's why it is giving false. Instead of giving in, if I make it like a not in, like this, Kiran not in L, then what it is going to give? The output it will give for us as true. That means what you are saying, Kiran is not present in the L variable. So the comparison what you have given, that is correct. So that's why it returned true. So how it is working? It is just working quite opposite to the in operator. Yes or no? So let's see practically so that you can understand more about this. Let's give a heading like this, membership operator, membership operators. So we are having two types of keywords, that is called in and not in. Let's discuss first about in operator. Create L variable. L is equal to Pavan. And you can write the values whatever you like, money and Kiran, then Sai. So this is my list values. Now my question here is, I need to check whether money present in my list variable or not. So I have given the syntax that what value you are searching that value, and it should be represented based on the data type. Okay. So in keyword, and from which variable you are searching, that variable name you should provide it. Now let's print that searching value, that is money in keyword. From which variable you are searching? From the L variable. Actually, this value is present in the L variable. So obviously it will return output as true because the comparison that you have given is correct. So that's why it is returning true. So whenever this is like a comparison only, which is nothing but a condition. When you are providing this condition inside the print function, obviously it will return the Boolean value. In order to get the statement, we will make use of the conditional statements. So now what I will do, I'll just write this condition with the help of a keyword, if keyword. When this condition is getting true, I want to print a related statement for that condition. So if this condition is getting true, it will go inside and will print for us as exists. For suppose, if I'm trying to check whether J exists or not, what I'm saying, if I'm trying to check whether J is existing or not. So you're going to make use of in operator initially like this. J in L variable. So obviously J is not there. So that time it will return for us as false. Okay. So when you are only using the if block and if the condition is getting false, that time you will not see any output. Okay. So to handle the false block also, we should make use of a keyword called else. And if that condition is getting false, you should give one related output for that false block also. See, when this value is getting false, it will come to the else block and it will print this statement. Now see, yes, it is not existing. That's why it is giving this kind of statement, what you provided in that application. Correct. So to manage this, what I can do, instead of writing in this way, I can give it like not in operator. So you should give the separator. Okay, space you should give. If you are writing like this, that is not a keyword. You are making a negative for the in operator. So you should give a space between those two words. So now you are telling that J is not in L. That is obviously correct. So that time it will return output as true. So like this, you will make some kind of questions and try to evaluate these type of programs so that you will be understanding in better way. So in this class, we have learned 4 types of operators like concatenation operator, repetition operator, iteration operator, and membership operators. So this is all about this session. If you are having any doubts, comment below. Hope you thoroughly understand all the concepts what I explained in this session. Who are not subscribed to my channel, please support my channel by subscribing and liking and sharing. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.